So, good evening everybody. We'll be back for another session of Football Manager 2023 with Ytterhogdals IK in the Swedish First Division, which for some absurd reason is still called the Swedish First Division North. I've had a few minutes to reflect on tactic stuff, and I think we should probably improve upon a few things here. So we'll do that right now. It's the summer break after all, 13 days into the next match, and we've got a bit of time on our hands, so let's do that. I'll try to explain my reasons along the way. Hope it's not too boring. So first and foremost, we're trying to implement a formation that is acceptable for the use of a register. Basically because we expect that, where is he? Malte Ekman, we expect to be a good playmaker type, especially for a possession-based system. He's got very good passing, very good technique, very good first touch. As you can see, he basically brings along all the attributes that are required for a good register. Except for the vision, the teamwork, and the off-the-ball rating, which is not too concerning. He only needs 3 points there to be decent, and we think that he will gain those, especially with some amount of match experience. So he's certainly able to play that. On the other hand, he would also be able to play as a deep-lying playmaker in some variation, but it doesn't use some of his attributes. So let's go with this. This requires some attacking players with a certain degree of penetration upfield. It's not necessarily a striker, or it's not necessarily someone on the wings, but somebody should be out there. And in this kind of formation here, while that's certainly a given, it's lacking a bit in defense-wise. So what I thought about was to switch things up, actually, to go the other way around. We've got a second tactic here. One might argue that this is our primary tactic. This one seems much more suited for a possession-based system. Because in a possession-based system, we don't expect a potential shadow striker to find much room. So to have those players a bit more drawn back towards the register is probably not a bad idea. So they can bounce passes off each other. What does that mean? Well, I basically want to go with another tactic, but I want to turn this tactic into a possession-based system that pushes high up on the pitch and employs the register just fine. And the other one here, I want to turn into a counter-attacking formation, which might work fine with someone that is able to play through balls from this position here. A register is more suited for possession-based, so we will probably go with a segundo volante here, who dribbles a bit more, or we might simply go with a deep line playmaker. I'm not sure about that just yet. So whilst I adapted the system last session, we'll go for defensive here, which is kind of unused for them. We'll keep the slightly more direct passing, get rid of all of this, get rid of this, and basically turn it into a counter tactic. So might even stick to the slightly lower tempo, but let's just have a look how what works. Let's put it that way. So in this case, we don't want the keeper to roll it out. Our keeper has good long throws, so throw it. We want to counter, but we want to regroup. Goalkeeper distribution, not too important. Maybe he can throw it to the playmaker. That would be great. But he might also throw it to the flank, so I'll leave it blank right now. We'll have to wait and see. And out of possession, we obviously want a lower defensive line and maybe a mid block. Might even go with a low block, depends a bit. So in this kind of situation, we want to show the opponent to the middle, simply because in the middle there's more players. So we can go with that. And possession-wise, well, we might go for early crosses too here. These I'm not too sure about. The wingback will probably play on a defensive duty, same as this guy. So defense should be covered here. He takes more risks and roams from position. That's not a good idea in this kind of formation, but he can still go with a deep line playmaker role. And the ball with the midfielder here should be fine. We might switch it back to defensive duties, but that's not the most important thing right now. We'll just have to see how it works. These guys are fine. We might go with attacking here. It's a bit Tillander's probably able to play that out here. It's not his perfect role, but he will make do. On the other hand, we can probably leave it at on a support duty for now, and just have a look and adapt these game-to-game ways. Depends a bit. The slightly more direct passing fits this. It's fine. If we want to play more into the hands of the playmaker, we might go with slightly shorter passing, actually. That's kind of counterintuitive, but it might result in more touches for the playmaker, which, just to remind this, should dictate the tempo of the game anyway. So he will go for the long ball at some point. And tempo-wise, we might also go lower. It might fit the capabilities of the squad. Remember, we're really bad, considering basically every attribute there is out there. So we might go with that. And attacking wise, there's not much use in going wide here. We're going through the center anyway. So this could be fine. I'm not specifically looking for the underlap here, but it might be okay. So let's leave this at normal. Just have a look at it. We don't want to work the ball into the box under any circumstance. These guys, they cross for the target man, and that's fine. Also on this side, they cross less often, just because they're bad at it. Our players don't have the capability to do that. And the rest of the things, we basically changed nothing. It's just like it worked with the defensive formation previously. The only difference is we're lacking an additional midfielder on the defensive side of the pitch that might get us a few more goals. So we might concede a few more. On the other hand, on the counter, we might look better, because there's 2.5 players here responsible for the counter. Okay, and flanks might be a bit of a problem. The coverage of these might not be good enough. That said, whenever we faced the 4-2-3-1, it was usually a very dangerous situation to face this kind of formation. Simply because the fullbacks have to decide. Do they want to cover defensively, or do they want to drive forward? If they drive forward, they basically leave these guys behind. And that's a problem, or it might be. Okay, what about the attacking formation then? Well, this will go with positive mentality. We will go for shorter passing. We actually want to reduce the tempo of the passing here to enable better decision making. That's especially true because our regista, either Eggman or Svensson, is, decision-wise, they're not the greatest of them all. So we might want to give them some time to determine what's a good path to take. And the other guys here are more or less fine. We'll put him on support duty, him here on attack duty. We have to switch things up here. So on the right side, we're still looking for the overlap. That's okay. On the left side, we're still looking for the underlap. We might reduce these instructions at some point. And given that it's possession based, we want to work the ball into the box. That's it. That's already 5 instructions, so it's a lot to go for about. Same here, probably go for the playmaker, throw it long, that's fine. He doesn't have to roll it out. Do we have to slow pace down? Not really. Yes, we want to counter. And we want to counter press. That's okay. So we're gonna go for a counter in both situations. We'll see if this is possible. Let me put it that way. It might be that countering is not a good addition to a possession-based system. And this is obviously not right. We want to press high. We want to get the defensive line at least high. Might go for much higher, but our center backs are kind of slow. So yeah, we will probably step up higher. And the pressing trap, we will try to trap him inside anyway. Just because the midfield is really congested. And there's no use trapping him outside. Crossing, don't care. Pressing, more often, that's fine. Actually, let's control that in the other tactic too. How's pressing here? Out of possession. Yeah, we want to press slightly more often. Just because it's demanded of us. In this kind of setup here. So now we hopefully play defensively solid football. We hopefully play possession football. Even the defensive tactic, where is it? This one? Even the defensive tactic has a slightly shorter passing and slightly lower tempo, which should increase possession. We might go for the set pieces here too, just to make sure that we regain possession pretty easily. And in this situation here, we might include playing for the set pieces too, but it depends a bit on well, what there is to do going forward. So there's that. Okay, now there's no friendly to be played, but let's just try to field our strongest players here, or at least the ones we expect to be the strongest. Our keeper is probably still Branistrand. As we can see, there's stuff to do mentality-wise. The tactical familiarity isn't great, but on the other hand, they will probably adapt. They're not really far off, like they don't know what to do with this tactic at all. Some components from the old tactic simply apply to the other one, and that's okay for us. So we call this positive, just override a save, whatever that is. Is this what we were going for? Counter press, pacifier. Yeah, that's correct. And with this one, we call this defensive. And get rid of this one. So now they should be happy with it. Swan obviously isn't used to this tactic here, but that's not the end of the world. Our first game of the after the break will be played against Sandvikens IF, who are really strong at home, reportedly. So we will probably go with the defensive tactic there. So now I just confused it in my head while I was on stream here. This one should be our go-to tactic against them. Yeah, that's a 4-4-2. We're playing through the middle, just congest the midfield and hope for a goal or two on the counter. Here, Bergman will probably the guy to play. It depends a bit. He might not. simply due to training. Sklomo is not the worst player ever. And here, well, looks decent here. Let's compare him to Moraia da Silva just for a second. Where is he? Here he is. So defensively, Moraia da Silva is probably the better player. Also, has got a bit more pace. General physical condition, he's not that great. And Shabanac is probably the one to go for if we want to play a more free-flowing game. So that's not the situation here. So let's go with Moraia da Silva. The others, Ekman might play this, Svensson might play this. And as a ball-winning midfielder, we got a choice between Forsell and Arsarsson, who are both fine. Maybe he wants to play that role at some point. But he's training something else. On the other hand, the position role duty actually doesn't concern him very much. He's fine with it. So we got that. Okay, next. What's to do here? Well, Fleckard and Ytterhogdals are probably the ones to go for. And on the left, Shabanac definitely not. It's a choice between Stolt and Farah. Alnes probably not a field here, at least not in the starting 11. So we'll probably go with Stolt. He's got a lot of experience, and defensively he should be able to cover that. Let's just compare him to Farah for a second. So there's not much between them, but Stolt is a tiny bit better physically. Might go bad. We'll have to wait and see. That said, these are also used to this kind of formation, to playing together, so it should be fine. This is our reserve keeper, and now we just have to wait until the summer break's over. There's a lot of match practice in here, so that should keep him somewhat sharp. And maybe, just maybe, we have a chance at mounting a surprise for the first game after summer break. They certainly will not expect us to change the formation and play another style in the same formation. We also changed roles slightly, but it might do. And with the other tempo, this might confuse the opponent. We might find better choices. We'll employ the long-range passing of Ekman or the other guy that we took in on loan. So yeah, these two might be able to mount a surprise or two. Now we just have to wait. Now, if any of you see this and think about, well, what's he doing? I would do things differently. Feel free to comment and let me know. It's great. I always appreciate feedback. I might have mentioned that earlier on. Fine. Okay. I might also mention at this point that I included a chat plugin, so chat messages should now be visible on stream. You're very welcome to try that out. I'm just learning about stuff here, but all this OBS setup and the other stuff, it's actually quite a lot to learn as a new streamer. I'm not used to basically most of these things. So we get him out of the door. Meagu is not made to ever perform in our team while performing consistently. That would mean in his case that he would perform consistently bad. So let's get rid of him. And luckily somebody actually wants to pick him up. Rexwald, no. Ytterhogdals IF, I guess is this. I'm not sure. Anyway, have fun with your future career. We're not interested anymore. So we get rid of his wages. Fine. That's great. Sadly, no sell-on clause or anything else. They didn't want to negotiate, and I didn't want to lose the opportunity to get rid of him. So there he goes. Okay. What else is there to do here? Well, in this area, not that much. Biggest problem here is for Oliver Swan with the Shadow Striker role. What's he training in? Matt Sala. Do we have a Shadow Striker on in the squad? Yes. But we might also switch Swan to Shadow Striker just for this situation. We can get him back later on. So he's got another 11 days to get used to it to some degree. Hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully he will adapt. There also are other players in our squad that are able to play these positions. Just I wouldn't want to get a captain off the pitch for someone else to take his place. That's clearly worse performance-wise. And Swan did well in scoring and dribbling and well, exploiting the holes in opposition's defense. So I'm willing to go with that. So while we're waiting, that's probably a good point to mention that I'm very grateful for Kinos for being our last follower. We're up to 9 now, trying to reach the 10. That would be great. It's my first week of streaming, basically, so 10 followers is already a lot. So I'm very happy with that. Part of that is being a bit lucky. I got rated at some point, and yeah. You're always welcome to hang around here. Come back and talk to me. Cool. So now we have to sit and wait. It's just how it goes. That would be the perfect time to answer some questions, maybe. For these 1.5 weeks here, we also added a few sessions that are more focused on match preparation, just because there's enough time. The match practice should usually push the individual roles, training-wise, but the free kicks and corners are just in there to provide some additional opportunity to score a goal or two. Maybe we can mount a surprise against Sandvikens IF. Which reminds me though, we've got another thing to do. Where is he? So Alnes is our new 30-year-old addition, who is primarily been employed to just play this role as an attacking midfielder on the right wing. But on the other hand, he can cover left wing as a wing back to some degree. His marking and positioning isn't great. He's certainly more of an attacking player. But on the other hand, he's got 11 points in corners and at least 8 free kick taking. For us, that's something. So we might want to make sure that he's the corner taker. And he is. He's already configured as a corner taker here. As a free kick taker, not so much. So let's have a look. Well, he's got Shabanach, Swan, Shabanach and Swan in front of him. On the other hand, he may take free kicks from both sides. So let's just put him behind those two. His free kicks are probably not the best, but it's something. And we will do the same for all types of free kicks. I'm not too worried about him not being around. So for example, for the deeper free kicks, it would be a problem if Shabanach as a right defender was well out of position. In this case, not a thing. And especially deep, well, we can deal with Asarson, but it's not required anymore. So as a last solution, Asarson is probably fine, but this should work so far. Let's also go into corner routines and have a look here. There's no corner taker configured in this setup, so we might want to go back here. It's only corner takers. Yeah, it's Shabanach and Skilormo. None of the two are on the pitch, so we need somebody to do this. Forsell maybe? Not great. The first one actually, well, halfway decent. To do this is All-over-Swan. But I'd probably go for Bergman here, simply because for him it's the appropriate position. On the other hand, on the right side, Alnes is not on the pitch, Farah is not on the pitch. We want a left-footed player there, so that'll probably be All-over-Swan. Yeah. So let's go back to corners. All of a sudden, All-over-Swan is situated here in his position to do that. This is probably fine, so Telander can dribble into the middle. These are fine. One of them might score at some point. Marking the player here is, I think, a good choice with Isaac Al-Holmström. And the attacking midfielder, left-sided, might be able to pick up some sort of, well, deflection. What do we got here? Svensson. Svensson is the regista, so having him lurk outside the box is okay. He's unable to attack the ball from the side of the area, simply because he doesn't bring the attributes to the table. So let's keep him on lurking outside. In his case, his long shots aren't that great, but maybe he's able to redistribute the ball. If he doesn't matter. And Nila Forsell is a ball-winning midfielder. As you can see here, we could try to attack with him. That's actually it's a decent choice, but on the other hand, there's only the two fullbacks left to cover. And stay back if needed is a somewhat difficult way to go about things. I'd prefer if he stayed back all the time. So even though he's not entirely suited for it, 3 players back, that should do it. So we'll save this routine. That's a corner routine for the near post on the right side, and we'll do this a similar thing on the left side. Corner take is fine. This actually is horrible because it doesn't play to All-over-Swan's strengths. So maybe look outside the area is the better one. Finishing, first touch, passing, technique, yeah, that's fine. The long shots aren't great, but that's okay. We'll go with him being back. And now we can tell, that's Svensson here, we can tell him to stay back if needed. As a regista, he will probably be able to pick up a pass here too. Might go with him attacking the ball from the edge of the area. Nah, he's bad at it. There might be someone that's actually suited for this kind of role. Well, he is. But on the other hand, nobody else can mark the keeper. Well, maybe one of the central defenders, but I want him to be at the near post. And I want him to be in the area too. So yeah, it's just a matter of fact that this doesn't work. He wouldn't be useful there, and this is also somewhat difficult. Yeah. So if we can't score, I prefer them to cover defensively. It's fine by me. I'd rather not concede a goal after a known corner than having to deal with well, not enough goals scored. That's fine by me. A goal less scored is usually much less important than a goal that we concede. So that's okay. All right. I got that going for us. That's fine. We don't want to employ any of you. He's looking half decent, passing wise, but I don't want to train another player in passing. Long shots are great, but as a primary striker in this formation, or even as a Mezzala, he's not looking good. There are a lot of holes in this stuff, and we already have kind of focused players. Same for this stuff. We can't really employ him as a ball-winning midfielder. Box to box, we don't play anymore. As a deep-lying playmaker, he would need to be able to play behind them. So no interest, and that will probably be right for all of them. We need a strong striker. He's not able to play in that role. This one's too expensive for my taste, same as this one. Person, I think we already had a look at him. He's not really better than our two right wing backs, so no. Nilsson, definitely not. Just looking at those sixes, we're trying to get rid of players that are like this. He is one to run with the ball down the right, so he's a classic winger. Given that we have a formation that employs two inverted wingers, I'm not interested, especially not due to the wage. Joel Milner, well, it certainly looks better, but mentally it's a bit weak, and the throwing is bad. It's not the end of the world, but I'm not interested. Hugo Svensson as a striker just lacks the physical capabilities, and also his finishing is bad, so we can't. I mean, we could use him like this. He's got a pace, but I'd rather employ a real inverted winger here. So I'm not interested either. Actually, I should start just to put him on the not interested list, to get a few less recommendations every time. What's going on with this? Passing is fine, but well, as a register, we wouldn't be willing to employ this guy. Box to box, probably. Mezzala, not so much. Although, to be fair, it's not that bad. But there's a few holes in the attribute layout here. Personality-wise, not interesting either. Even if he came very cheap, which he might go for a non-contract. Not interested so far. I think they get thrown off the list after a year anyway. So this one's just too expensive. Also, knocking the ball past the opponent is not a trait we are looking for from a primary striker. Pace or no pace, we want him to lay off passes for the other ones. And at the same time, same argument as last time. As a shadow striker, he's not good enough. As an inverted winger here, on attack duty, nah. We've got two of those. We need someone who's an improvement. Or at least personality-wise really good. Okay, what do we have here? Felix Zetterberg. He comes up really a lot, and the arguments are basically the same. Also, that wage demand, no. Jonathan Tornander is really expensive. He displays resolute characteristics, and I'd be willing to go with him, but I can pay him. I'd sign him for the resolute personality, but I can pay him. So I'll keep him on the short list, and he will probably be another recommendation next time. This guy, yeah, he's interesting. He's interesting due to personality, he's interesting due to his attributes. He's interesting for all those reasons, even though his finishing is bad. But as a potential, well, might be Metzala, might be Shadow Striker, he's interesting. But wage-wise, I'm not going to pay for that. It's just that won't happen. Also, the injury suspiciability is really difficult to go with. So, if anybody else wants him, fine. But I won't employ his services for that amount of wage. As a backup, he's probably too good. There's the problem. Also, this would mean that Oliver Swan has a really hard time to get into the squad, and he's our captain Arthur. And I think we did this on last stream, so I'll just do it again. Oliver Swan here. Oliver Swan is a worse player to some degree, but on the other hand, he's well-rounded, and this one won't help much in defense. Yeah, I mean, if Oliver Swan leaves us at some point or gets some major injury, we will definitely go for Ytterhogdals. On the other hand, he's not one to plan with long term, and inconsistent, and the list goes on. He's got his weaknesses, even if attributes are looking good. Fine, so not a deal. This guy, I think we can safely assume that we won't be interested in this guy anytime soon, due to finishing as a Shadow Striker. Weirdly enough, he is used to playing central defender with a strength of 4 and a tackling of 3. Don't know what happened there. Don't care. Don't want him. Oliver Westrom. Stays back at all times. That's fine. Jumping reach is great. Strength is horrible. And composure of 2. As a central defender, which he would need to play in our formation. I mean, even if I go with no-nonsense center back, he's got a few very strong attributes and a very concerning amount of ones. So definitely not interested, and I wouldn't want to pick him up. This guy, he's finally in a wage area that I am probably willing to pay for a very good player. Is he though? Not really. He's 29. Yeah, he might do out here as an inverted winger. He's not bad at it. But acceleration and pace won't get better anytime soon. He's too old. He's got a few things going for him, like enjoying big matches and consistency. On the other hand, he's just balanced personality. I'm not willing to go with an older player in that regard. I should have disregarded him. Carlson? I mean, no. Just no. How about Axel Swalling? Well, shoots with power and runs with ball rarely. Runs with ball rarely is great. Shoots with power is not needed. And there's a few ones in here that are concerning to me. He's also 21 already, so don't think so. So no deal. Jasarevich. I really don't know how to pronounce half of these symbols. Hopefully I didn't butcher it too much. He knocks the ball past the opponent. That's okay. It's not like it's needed. Dribbling and first touch and stuff aren't that bad. 23 already as a Metzala. Somewhat employable. There's a lack on the mental side there. Same goes for Shadow Striker here. Even though Shadow Striker is the more physical of the two roles, as it seems, and he would be fine in that regard. But I wouldn't want to rely on him as a primary striker for the formation. Long shots 11 is fine though. That's interesting, definitely. Wage is not far off. He might do at some point. So I'll just go with a short list, acknowledge it, but he will probably be picked up by another club. Cool. No questions so far in the chat. Let's go on with this. So this guy, he just isn't better as than Shabanach or Moreira da Silva. Not only star-wise, but simply attribute-wise too. If we have a look at it, he's not bad in most things, but anticipation is really questionable. And also defensively, he has to improve. So it's more of a signing for the future. He has to develop, and well, we got two that have that covered, so no. I'm not interested so far. Didn't have an outstanding personality either. That basically can be said about this one too. He's got the physical side going for him, so that's good. Flair's lacking though, and well, his crossing, dribbling, and first touch would need to improve. As for a 32, no, for a 23-year-old, that's certainly possible. But wage demands, on the other hand, are high for this guy. So I'll put him on a short list. He will end up at another club at some point, and I will remove him. Stealthhouder here. He's better than he looks, probably. Star-wise, I don't agree with that rating. Communication is bad, but with young keepers, that's just how it is. Anticipation and decisions, it's a similar debate. The one-on-ones here are a bit concerning, and well, throwing I don't care much about. But I like it if a keeper comes along with good throwing. So this keeper would probably do. Actually, I want to compare him to our primary keeper. That's Blennestrand. Well, the speed of a keeper, it's not of great importance, right? If we compare attributes here. I mean, Blennestrand is definitely, physically speaking, the better keeper. But that's not part of his role most of the time. Sure, he's good at rushing out and stuff, but the other guy might do too in that regard. And as we can see, there's not much of a difference in mentally and in goalkeeping. So if we ever need a bargain, we might pick up this guy. I don't know. All keepers are injured at some point. That we need a replacement fast. This guy is probably available fast and cheap. Thing is, we already have a few replacement keepers, and I don't think so. So I'm not really interested. He would have to improve. And then there's Dennis Kos. Dennis Kos looks like he's probably well, prone to being a ever fouling ball-winning midfielder. That's fine. I also like the strength, and in general, well, setup is fine. The aggression is a bit low, the bravery is a bit low. That's a bit concerning. On the other hand, he's a consistent performer. Balanced personality isn't great, but yeah, would be okay. But if we just compare him to Anderson, well, if I don't botch it up, where's Anderson? There. That's the wrong Anderson, I'm sorry. Well, I was thinking of Asarson, not Anderson. And now we can see here, there's a difference. It's there, definitely. On the other hand, Asarson is getting paid €6 a week. And this guy wants like 40 or 50. We don't have the money. I started to spend some more in the recent days. I'd put him on the short list. If he's ever available for cheap, we might go for him. But not at this time. Okay. That's it. So we got through that list. Now, as we can see here, who is out on loan in, I think, at Qatar. His loan will end tomorrow. He will have him back. We will have him back. And I will need to have a look. But last time we had a look at him, he didn't make it. And in Qatar, we loaned him out for the fee, but I think it's one of those clubs that wasn't loaded as a league. So he didn't really play. He didn't get match experience. He didn't get any better. We would need to loan him out at another club once again for, I don't know, half a year, whatever's left on his contract. And just hope that we get a fee, or at least get rid of his wages. This, though, is probably worth looking at. On the other hand, we praised him a lot recently, and I don't want to overpraise him. So, what's with him? I thought there was transfer arranged for Niagu. Oh, okay, in July, yeah, at the end of the transfer window. So, that's the deal there. Not at the end, at the start of the transfer window, obviously. But we still have a bit to go for transfer window. It should be somewhat to the right here. Okay. We also included a bit of physical training here, simply because if physicals are lacking, that's usually the most concerning for a team adapting to a new league. We have to get that in line. So our training was mostly overall and physical now during the summer break. And we will go to other training types, probably overall, and 2 sessions of match preparation, going maybe 1 session of match practice. I'd really love this club to be professional, but we're so far off better training facilities or being professional that it's just not realistic. Nothing going on here. It's no use praising these players for what they did. We don't want to praise them every week. It gets stale really fast. So let's just go forward. Yeah, there's a U19 contract expiring. That's probably one of the youth contracts. We need to have a hard look at those. They're all... I don't want to swear, but they're all not good. Let's put it that way. So here's a transfer target at Hadej IF. Yeah, I was aware. If they come around and like overpay for him, really overpay, I might be willing to go with a deal. But we would need another central defender with jumping reach 16 and strength 14, and that's hard to get. Even a bit, say we're going for like 13-13 or something like that. I would be totally fine with that if we found another replacement, but I don't think it's a good idea. Also, there's just meta stuff. We've got a Danish follower for our stream, and he would certainly be disappointed if we sell him. But it's not what drives decision making usually. But it's just something in the back of my head. On the other hand, really, there's not a replacement for him. Who are you? Tom Bromberg, Brits. First touch is good. Passing is good. Is this guy able to play register? Most definitely not. He's definitely worse than Eggman. So, what do we want to do with you? A Baldwin midfielder? Definitely not. Nah. This guy. Where's the discard list? This one? Oh, I think this one. So I'm not interested in that guy. And that's it. No more recommendations. Great. At some point, we might also go with, well, either additional scouting, but we can't afford that, or we can actually reduce scouting to nothing. It's not like anything comes from it. Player-wise, maybe. We're happy to set opposition instructions based on this scouting, so we could go with that. Cool. Okay. So now that Alyssa comes back, we should probably find another loan deal for him, or maybe even get rid of him on a permanent basis. We need to have a hard look at him. That's certainly true for the other loan players as well, but most of them are bound to be out of the club until the end of the season, so there's not a problem wage-wise. While the game's saving, I might also tell you about a little adventure I had today. I finally got rid of the installations of the previous installments of Football Manager on a hard drive. Turns out I had a lot of add-ons installed, a lot of face packs and stuff. So now all of a sudden there's 150 gigabytes of digital space on my drives. That was kind of now Alyssa should be back. I certainly don't expect him to have improved. Just how things are. But he earned his money. So we can definitely say that. He earned his money. We might lose that money once again now that he's back. Because well, he wants to get paid. Not much, but he wants to get paid. Maybe we get some sort of a loan overview. There's a new Scotland U19 manager in the save, as we can see here. And Musiala is trying to renew his contract with FC Bayern. Not unexpected. I must say these world news are sometimes a bit weird. It's not like it's a leak that's in any way important to us. Okay. This certainly takes a long time. So if you don't have any questions and you watch this, always feel free to drop me a message and tell me about your saves, for example. Or whatever's interesting to you. Maybe what you want to see in the future, some area that is definitely worth considering that I might improve upon. I'm always happy to get that kind of feedback. So it's Olle Svensson. Okay, Olle Svensson is a striker. He's a striker with 3 points of strength So he definitely will not play as a striker with us. And I don't want to be bland. No, blatant about it. But the only thing he has going for himself is the finishing. He should shoot with power though, because his composure is, well, really, really bad. Okay, he's 17 years old, so well, don't want to judge him for the entire career just yet, but it certainly looks like he won't have a career to speak of. Off the ball movement's not great either. Flair is fine, as a poacher maybe, but as a poacher, I mean, and that's a really limited role, and he won't do that either. Passing bad, vision bad, not a playmaker type. He basically has his pace going for him, and the finishing. So what do we do with that? Well, I mean, crossing is 6. Let's have a look at... We tried to retrain him as a shadow striker. He's not good at that either. Flexibility is certainly not of his strong suits so far. As a winger, as an all-out winger, nah, not good either. And the dribbling is really bad, so inverted winger is also not a possibility. I think we should get rid of this guy. No, I won't get rid of him just yet, because might as well keep him around until he turns 19. It's not that like our squad is full of players that well, take up the playing positions. On the other hand, personality-wise, he's not a good addition. Balanced is just... But he's not bad either, as far as we see. So... let's keep him for 0 for the time being. And now Alyssa has returned. I certainly want to have a look at the loan report. Well, the loan report says he didn't play. Probably because the leak of his club wasn't loaded. What's this? This came on really, really late. Okay, but these things, these are the last matches he played with us. So that's not of any meaning. Great loan report. What I'm more interested in is this. He earned €6 a week, and I think the loans. Do we have transfer history here? Yes, we have. So where's Alyssa? Well, Alyssa was already out on loan last season, is it? There he is. So we loaned him out, and he didn't earn us a fee. That's bad. Sorry to see that. But on the other hand, maybe we can loan him out again. His heading is great. Bravery is fine. Jumping reach and strength are good. It's the rest of the stats that are concerning. He's even pace-wise, he's okay. But there's nobody interested in him, so well, we will go for another offer for loan. Maybe someone will take him in and even pay us for it, but I don't think so. Don't care about the playing time, in all honesty. Yes, he can play against the own team. I don't care either. So let's offer him to clubs, and let's also offer him transfer-wise. I want 10% at least. That's all I want. This is looking good. This down here, well, could look better, but where is it? We want match preparation, defensive shape, teamwork, and practice probably before overall training. This is the lighter day, so this is fine. Yeah, they will do the same anyway. Okay. So now in an hour into the stream, we did a bit of stuff tactics wise. We looked through a lot of the scouting reports, finally got some players on the Discord list, and in my experience that's a lot of the stuff that has to be done in Football Manager. It's a lot of those little things. If you don't want to give these tasks to your staff, which is usually really bad at it. That's a lot of offers for Alyssa, and they are all non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. Okay, this is a weird clause. So I think we can agree that a percentage of the next sale is probably a good idea. Not that we expect him to be sold at some point. He wants to go for these. Well, there is not a 30% clause in here, so I have no idea what's going on out there. I don't know. Whatever. So this is fine. This is fine. These, not so much. And none of those want to negotiate. So they can all go away. It's a bit sad, but what can you do? I would have loved to get like 50 euros for him, but they're not willing to negotiate in any way. So probably expecting some money for him is too much. It's I think I don't know. It might have to do with his nationality that we get offers for him at all. They want him outside the country, so in this case outside Sweden, and well, he can play there or not. So another 5 days to go until the match against Sandvikens, which I'm actually excited about. It should be a good game. We might really go under in this game, but yeah, in general, it's always exciting to play well, your direct opponent. And whilst we were expected to get relegated, quite literally, we were only expected to fight bravely against relegation and go under at the end of the day. At the time, speaking right now, we're 4th in the league. We certainly have all the possibility to go up. If we win it against Sandvikens, I think that's what they call a 6-point game. So that's definitely interesting to us. And Hugo Bergman is unhappy with the amount of fitness training. So he doesn't like physical training as it seems. It's not specifically the quickness in this case. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. We need the attacking movement anyway. So I'm just gonna criticize his training. We gave this guy another contract, and not a bad one either. So I want him to do better. By the way, let's have a look at mentoring groups. Not much going on there so far. We have 2 fairly professional groups that are in here to get the squad direction, well, the squad personality into the right direction. That's what was going on in my head. Okay. So this takes a while. While we're at it, how has your impression of Football Manager been so far? Given that it's probably not one of the most popular games in the world. Well, to some people. To some people it might actually be very popular. It's like, I think, number 13 in Steam charts, last I looked. So there's a lot of people playing Football Manager. But on the other hand, I can certainly see that it's not that exciting to some people. But it's a management simulation after all. Yeah, squad dynamics didn't improve much. We need a leader. We've got a secondary group with players of similar levels of professionalism, so I'm willing to look into this. Who's in there? Westberg? Didn't expect there. Lind, I didn't expect there. And the list goes on. So I've got a theory here. And the theory is that their levels of professionalism are all bad. It doesn't state anything about them being good here. On the other hand, lots of the professional players, well, with the exception of Alnes, are up there, and he's not getting at anything either. We need to get some of those integrated. So, finished scouting course. Still think he's an acceptable defensive midfielder. I'm gonna shortlist him, and let's move on for now. Now things get interesting. Oh, there's a full scouting report. But first, let's look for strengths. Well, they've got bad tackling. That's about it. Defensively, they're questionable. Yeah, but the rest of it is impressive. And I actually never had a look at this scouting report. Probably should get used to it. It's part of Football Manager after all. "14 appearances, 8 goals. This guy's dangerous. I think we've been here in our first match of the season. This guy's movement statistics stand out. Why? Lots of dribbles and he's frequently fouled as a defender. Oh, Omarson. Is he on the pitch? Well, okay. He's a wingback, so that makes sense. Creativity by Skog. Well, he's 31 years old. I would certainly be interested in that kind of attribute setup, were it not for the age. And just look at that contract. Just look at these numbers. This is half the our current wage budget. Also 750 euros. So no. Possession based. Fliegen ball and reliable in possession. This hard sell guy. Well, he's got a passing of 9, a vision of 8. He's dangerous as a distributor. And the other guy here, Hakkason, isn't bad either. This is a good club. Or these are good players, let's put it that way. The midfielders here also look like they're really good. Is this a professional club, by the way? Yeah, one of the best teams in the decision, in the division. Sure. Yeah, they're professional. That certainly explains it. So we gotta park the bus here. I probably say that too often, but we gotta park the bus. Looks like FC Bayern, at least in this game, want to discuss new contracts for, well, all of their young players. Now they're continuing contract talks with Davies. I don't know who Ytterhogdals is or who Molin is, but we might certainly have a look at him. Maybe that's something more relevant to us. Molin at Ytterhogdals. Wow, there's a lot of people called. It's probably another big club. Don't know. First Division North? That's ours, right? That's ours. And who is Molin? Molin. Adam Molin. Here he is. 27-year-old. Yeah, wage-wise, way above us. Don't care much. So, scouting-wise, oh, they find some players. And now we're getting somewhere, because these two, I mean, they're not in the appropriate wage group, but we can always have a look at them. This guy, personality-wise, it's great. And taking the ball to the right foot before dribbling. Okay. But I think there is a problem with him. And that's simply because he's not good enough for anything here. 50 to 70, no. No way I'm gonna pay him this. I would rather expect him to play for free, more or less. He won't cut it. And this one, well, the physicals are really, really great. But no transfer interest, no loan interest. I mean, I'd definitely go for this player. But we can't pay it. Let's also look at that player value. He's probably worth more than our entire squad. Although our squad has been improving in terms of player value, so yeah, it might help. And Musiala signs another 5-year deal with Bayern. Whatever. If they think he's worth it, they can certainly do that. There's still one unhappy player, that's Flackard. He's still unhappy about the sale of Mbob. On the other hand, look at it. He definitely improves somewhat. Were it not for his unhappiness, he'd probably be much better by now. Just because, I don't know, his training performances have been bad, and that's because he's unhappy. Having unhappy players is such a big deal. And our young players have been doing fine all over the season. But he hasn't been training well. And, well, that went on like this for the entire season. In these cases, I really feel inclined to get rid of the players. Or, I don't know, just make him happy in the short term. But that's not possible. If they decide they are pissed about something, they're pissed about something. It's just the way they are. Okay, 2 days to go. I will probably go for some chocolate here. If got the time. What's this? So, no, I don't think I will go with that. Simply because I think we should have a look at training's performances first. This says nothing. We will beat them now, maybe. And let's go for the press conference. Oh yeah, Abdulic. I remember. You don't need to spend a lot of money? What? What are they talking about? Look at these. Look at these contracts. If this is not a lot of money for this level in the league, sorry. This is absurd. So, I don't agree with the premise of this question. This is, frankly, this is, no. You know what I was going to say. So we're asked about Isaac Broholm here. That's a great player. Yeah. And being asked about our striker, just look at that form, 7.34. It could be better, but he definitely is an outstanding member of the squad. You may certainly go for that. Have fun playing a possession-based game. We will not for the next game. Do I fear it? Probably not. And considering Hugo Bergman's new contract, I've got a confession to make here. I confused him. I really confused him. We've got Bergman and Bergström or something like that. And they're always confused, the two players. So we extended Bergman's contract because I confused him with the other player. That's not to say that I'm unhappy with the extension, but yeah, it was a stupid mistake. That happens. So the lesson might be, don't include players into your squad that have similar names. Or if you do, just name one, I don't know, orange and the other banana or something. You can rename your players, and well, you should definitely do in this case. Yeah. Malte Ekman? Yeah. I expect him to be in and around the first squad at some point, and to make good of his potential. I don't really have an opinion on this. Struggles? What's struggling? They're 8th. Look at that form, that's not struggling. Okay. Let's have a look. What is going on here? Match is coming up. Huh. Matheus Cunha in a switch for Villarreal. I remember the kind of controversy that was at Hertha BSC. But Cunha was with them. And to be honest, that's a player I wouldn't want to include in any squad. While skill-wise, he's certainly the guy to be included in any squad up to a very high degree of capability. Personality-wise, I think he's declared as an ambitious player. Well, either that's a really nice way to describe his personality, or he was just in very bad circumstances. To be fair to him, bad circumstances and Hertha BSC is basically, well, it's certainly the same or very similar. Okay, now we can praise their training. We didn't do last week, so this should be a bit refreshing to them. We might even go for an entire set of team talks. And sadly, keyboard doesn't work here. Okay. Controversy did strike again there. Planestron 2. That will probably do. I won't praise all of those. Oh, Lind has been doing well. Well, somewhat. And these down here. Well, if this is the way Bergman thinks good training looks, well, I won't praise him for that. Is he the one? Yeah, he's unhappy with the high amount of quickness training. He still is. I really don't know what's going on there. While Oliver Swan, for example, I'm just in general unhappy with his training. Flag guard, we know why he doesn't perform, and well, the list goes on. Niagu certainly found his enthusiasm for training now that he's leaving the club. Unbelievable. And this guy, well, 13 jumping reach is great, and heading and bravery might improve at some point. Strength though, ouch. 4 points as a central defender. That won't do. But I don't want to get him in strength and jumping reach training. It's just a waste of resources. But physicals might improve at some point, so he's still young. So let's praise his training. He's spirited. Maybe it gets better. And this guy, I don't think so. I'm also a bit concerned about our model professionals training performances in the youth team. I don't think he has a lot of potential, or if he has that lot of potential, he certainly doesn't realize it with us. This, why would we employ him? Well, he got removed from shortlist, so not interested right now. Okay. EFK Östersund offer us a job. That's in the Swedish 2nd Division Norrland. So, 1 league below? Why exactly would we do that? Wage bill is much lower than ours. I mean, okay, to be fair, we pay a similar amount of wages, but, well, we're 1 league above. They're 10th. Develop players using the club's youth system. Yeah, sure, I'd like to. And they want someone. No, why would I do that? I'm not interested. I'm at a club that is, well, I mean, Östersund is probably the better location. Let's have a look. Facilities. Yeah, that stadium is definitely bigger. And I just want to Google that for a second. Östersund. That's a municipality in Sweden. Inhabitants. Well, it has about 50k inhabitants, so definitely better than Ytterhogdal. Well, it's literally 500 and a few. Yeah. So 100 times more inhabitants. That's probably easier to get finances in check at Östersund. But we're not looking for money. What's this? Okay, we need. Well, that's a recruitment meeting. Honestly, I don't get these new screens. Maybe I'm just an old school football manager player. I know about this stuff, so we can go through this probably. Yeah. Herkberg, we got paid to take him. They still pay for I don't know, like €2 a week for us to train him, and we don't pay him anymore. Ngoma, bench player Svensson, probably bench player Westberg, bench player. This is our main striker. This is our main goalkeeper. This guy is a prospect for the future that is absolutely unable to play any midfield position right now, but we need him to. And these two came in and went out the other door. And Alnes came in and he's overpaid, and we are trying to reduce his contract demands at some point. Could change in the near future. Yeah, I'm willing to keep him around for another year or two, just for his personality. Fairly professional is hard to come by in Sweden. So that's probably a clippable phrase right now. Fairly professional, or any professionalism, is hard to come by in Sweden. It's just how it is. Kind of racist, but well, in Football Manager it is. And these all went out, and the fees are nothing to be excited about. Yeah, skip to recommendations. What do we have here? Jakob Olsen, solid player, not much weaknesses. On 85 per week. That estimated wage is impossible to pay for us, so no. Can we do something with this? Yeah, I'll add him to shortlist for a year, and that's fine. Karl Holmer. Similar problem, probably. No transfer interest. Didn't play much. I would love to have him in the squad, but yeah, we can shortlist him. And this guy, he's on 35 per week, so that looks better. Would want 150 to 220 toe. Yeah. Also 31 year old. Not a great personality. A trait that's questionable for his position, especially as he's also okay. He's a somewhat weird central defender. I'm really not interested in this guy. Show other recommended players. There are none. And meeting. There we go. One and a half weeks until the transfer window opens and we get rid of somebody. Ah, now we see that weird clause. I don't know where this comes from now, but well, sure. So we get 40% of the next, 30% of profit and 10% of the next sale overall. So that's at most 40%. That said, I don't think he will ever get any fee in. Who are we selling him to? Homal Aleppo in Syria. I mean, I'm not going to go there. Neither Syria nor a statement about it. I don't want to get into this. Come back anytime. You might need it. Come back without pay. Just to have a roof over the head. So he's gone. Can we sell the others too? Björnsson is still listed. Not interested in negotiations. Yeah, but he declined recently. Might be to our advantage on the other hand. He would be open to talk to other clubs. I want 25% and I don't know, installments for 1,000 euros probably. 6 monthly is fine. Yeah. That would be great, but it's highly unrealistic. Also, I think in this situation he only gets offered to his loaning club. Estefanios here, he's finally improving somewhat, but I certainly don't want him back. So, is he already transfer listed? I think so. Where is it? No, he's not transfer listed yet, but we may go for it. So, if anyone's willing to pay anything for him, that's fine by me. Probably not gonna happen. We'll get some messages that nobody's interested in him. Carlson? Same problem, really. Take him for free. Take him right now, this transfer window. But on the other hand, maybe somebody would be willing to pay a fee for him, so we'll try it. And also, we always like to arrange friendlies. But I just don't believe it. This is kind of weird, trying to sell our trash to, well, someone. Carlson, Estefanios and Björnsson. Björnsson is looking good, but the other two, they were backup members from the start, young prospects, never had the playing time, and, well, frankly, they didn't make it. Just look at these performances now at the loaning clubs. Or maybe that's back with ours, I'm not sure. No, that's at the loaning clubs. They don't perform there either. And in this case, I don't see a future for them with us. Jankovic, that's really a sad story. I expected more of him. He doesn't deliver. Got a contract extension clause here. Not sure why we would go there. They pay a monthly fee for his playing services. He played a lot, so he's got that for himself. Doesn't go anywhere. He's 22 already. Would be open to talk to other clubs. Same story here. Just give me 200 euros each 6 months, and you can have him. It's probably much too much money for this kind of player. Nobody's willing to offer that. Okay, here's the game. So we've got a replacement keeper. Unless is also our replacement for left wing back. We need a replacement in central defense. We need a replacement here. Shabanac can also go into defensive midfield and play ball-winning midfielder. So there is no reason to include Asarson in that case. Bench spots are somewhat limited. I actually think it's a great idea that some leagues now have increased bench capacity. It makes it easier, and I don't see a reason against it. It just means you're focused on more average players that are more flexible if bench capacity is restricted. So we need a replacement for the playmaker type. That's certainly Ekman. And now we've got 2 positions open. One is probably for Kulovic, who's hanging around here, simply because we need a striker replacement. And for the other one, we've got 3 options in midfield. Auberg, who has been training well but can't play on the flanks, so that would mean Bergman and Talander would need to go through the entire game. So The problem with Auberg here is certainly his lack of flexibility. On the other hand, he might be able to play Metzala too, and that's certainly something to consider. Dobrev, who we're not fond of anyway, and who will probably not make an appearance, and Sklermo, who can play all of these positions, but none of them are really great. He's also, well, he's on a non-contract. But he's really, I mean, considering his pros, he really looks good. And form-wise, 7.15 is not bad either. If we compare that to Auberg, he's on a 6.81. So we'll go with Sklermo. Even though I would like to place Auberg on the bench, I don't think it's a good decision. That's it. Here's the game. Opposition instructions. What's going on here? Well, we probably need to close down all of this. Doesn't matter, we need to. These here, same. But we can't close down the entire pitch. They're in second place for like forever. He's got a very weak left foot, so let's go there and show him on it. And all of these, they don't look like... they don't have a lot of weaknesses. Well, in his case, he's literally weak, so let's exploit that. But I wouldn't want to mark him tightly. His off-the-ball movement is too good, same as his acceleration and pace. Even if we mark him tightly, he'll just run off into spaces. With this one, even worse. But same here, we can tackle him quite hard. That will probably draw the yellow card at some point. Actually, I should probably not do that. Simply due to his dribbling. And for him, he's too rounded to do anything. This one's weak too, but he's got great dribbling, so again, he would draw fouls. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. So Fleckart is troubled due to his duel with Edwin Krona. To be honest, I don't remember Edwin Krona, but he's probably the striker, or one of the two. Okay. Let's ease the pressure a bit. And encourage them all. Telando is already motivated, that's great. On the other hand, that's not a very positive reaction overall. Yeah, that's better. The only one not motivated is Bergman. To be honest, I'm not sure why he's in the squad anyway. Might have botched that. Oh, a second. This is still on friendly mode. I want to go to comprehensive highlights here. Okay. So we need a lot of luck. At least we got the black kits on. Not that horrible orange. Yeah, good job Ytterhogdals. But well, that was suddenly dangerous. Very long ball for Al Holmström, who gets the ball and tries to pass. Swan here. Gives it to Porcel. Bergman and Al Holmström. Well, that ended up in the goal, but it was offside. Stolt with the throw in. Long ball for Bergman, passes it back to Stolt, and he distributes it to Svensson, who has great passing, so he can probably do something with it. Hogdal here for Forsell, and he passes it out to the flank for Bergman. This doesn't look like defensive play to me. Tillander back to Forsell with the lob outward to the flank, and this is in. Why does this count? This should be offside, isn't it? I mean, I'm certainly excited. There's the goal. What happened there? So this is not offside. I agree. That's true. And this can't skip back here. Were they both in on the front of the defensive line already? Yeah, but still, he has to be behind the ball. So, there's the offside line. Yeah, true. He was behind the ball. So this is entirely deserved. Great. I'm really happy with that. So Tillander with the 1-0. Quite early in the game. 80 minutes to go. It looks like the last time we played him. Just at this time we're in a bigger stadium, so maybe we get a few euros of their revenue. And at the current table we're in second spot. It's really great. Funnily enough, it's Bergman that did this. Tillander only put it in. It's all the praise goes to Bergman. Svensson for Tillander. Can he score another one? This is insane. He just lobs it past the keeper. That guy. Really great finish. Swan for Svensson, who picks the pass, and Tillander just lobs it past the keeper, who looks really stupid in that situation. Wonderful goal. So that makes it 0-2. That would be the result of the last match. They certainly look like their run could come to an end now, and I'm willing to praise them. This performance has been great. 17 minutes into the game, 2 chances, both taken, and both goals equally pleasing. Not only by result, but also by visuals. Also defensively, so far, we're looking really good. I don't want to jinx it, but this is great. Tillander on an 8.2 rating now. That was a questionable clearance by Flackard, but Swan was there to pick it up. Hitunen push it forward. Oh no. Great goal. Hands off. Gotta agree to that. It was a wonderful flank, and Farah Shahin ran into the penalty area. None of the defenders reacted. Look at that. Just lost his defender. And, who was it? Hogdal. Oh, Hogdal's lack of marking certainly shows here. Yeah, not an offside. It's actually not Hogdal's fault. It's Flackard's fault, but it doesn't matter. Both didn't react. None of them made the interception. They should have. That's how it goes sometimes. Just have to agree that this is a great goal too. Svensson with the long ball for Tillander. Can Tillander go for another run? Well, he goes for the pass into the penalty area in this case. Prohan. That certainly looks like it could have crossed the line, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Yellow card here, for whom? Moreira da Silva. Oh, dangerous header. We're not looking good now. They are still excited. Let's give him an instruction to ease off tackles, not tackle harder. That would be kind of counterproductive. And that's a long ball again. Yeah, he's faster. He's got better off the ball movement than Hogdals or Fleckard's man marking and positioning. This won't go well over the entire game. On the other hand, we still got one goal in our hand. Might be enough to make it through. We also have set pieces to our advantage. It's just we didn't get many set pieces so far. This guy's dangerous. He's really dangerous. Is this a mismatch? I mean, Hagedal is 7 and 8. It's not great. Fleckard is faster. So we'll switch those two and hope that it influences the defensive composition somewhat. Might go badly though. Ah, wonderful pass into our penalty area in the back area, and he just blocked it. Barely. I don't think the keeper would have stood a chance. Even though I think that Blanistrand is a wonderful keeper for this level, but that was close. Here he comes, claims the ball. Well, that went into nothing. And the lob again. No, that's even worse. But Blanistrad is in position. Okay. We're looking good. We're not looking great, but we're looking good. We can deal with that. You definitely don't want to get another yellow card there. And with Telander, I'm outright excited. The other two, don't want to praise them just yet. At 7.3. It's a bit early. Ooh, not a bad ball. Come on. Was the wrong one to stick the foot in. He was already behind him. Skok with the lob into our penalty area. Hagedal defends it, and Svensson puts it well to the flank. That might end up in a dangerous position anyway. It's a bit of a weird composition defensively. Yeah, Stolt for Bergman, who crosses it. Well, that went really not where he intended it to go. And they get another dangerous chance. Luckily for us, they're a bit wasteful with their chances, but I'm not excited about this. Forsell there, with a pass for Bergman. Will he go for the shot? Oh, so close. Really should have scored. That's 5 finishing for you. And that was a lot more dangerous than it looked. Strand didn't have a chance to catch that one. Needed to deflect it. Now here's the corner. Come on, get rid of it. Fine. Let's praise him once more. Not sure if it's appropriate. All along we're in minute 54. Still one goal up. But it doesn't look like they can hold on to it forever. It's certainly a shaky display so far. On the other hand, I don't even want to try to control possession here. It just wouldn't work. Ah, not a good ball. Yeah. That probably comes to no surprise. We conceded the second one, so well, doesn't look like they might lose this game after all. Now we're back down to 4th. Swan hasn't been doing well here. Holmstrom is complacent, Fleckout is frustrated. That's probably due to the praise. Well, we might have praised him after the goal took place. Oh, good one. And he's just a tiny bit too slow, Bergman. Well, if just he would like to do his quickness training instead of complaining about it. I can't believe it. What a fluke of a goal. Now we're 1 behind. I certainly expected it to go this way at some point, but the way it does, it's just frustrating. Okay, let's get Shabanach on the pitch. We certainly need him. What about the others? Swan is not doing great. There's another player that can replace him 1 by 1. Svensson has been doing okay. Flaggard is on a 6.1. So we might want to replace him with Wickberg. And Blennestrand also is on a bad run, but I don't want to replace the keeper here. I don't want to give Kulovic time on the pitch just yet. Holmstrom probably is the better choice here. It's really about Swan. Do I want to put Skilermo on the pitch instead of Swan? Not really. I'm more inclined to give Bergman to get Bergman off the pitch. But on the other hand, Bergman had a good game so far. So let's stick to this. Well, I don't want him to help onto the result. So they have to change the game. This is horrible. That's a goalkeeper's error. It's just what we needed today. An error by the goalkeeper. And if they win this one, they're basically gone. I mean, it's not over yet, but promotion is no longer a thing for us. Stolt now with the throw in for Swan. He puts it back to Bergman. Can he score this one? No, he can't. If Bergman's scoring would be on point just like Tilander's, this would certainly look different. Great dribbling there. Stolt going forward. Svensson for Alström. Passes it back to Svensson, who finds Bergman. Now Swan. Can he find a pass? Well, that's certainly not the one I expected. And that's a harmless shot. Shabanac has the pace to pick this up. That would be offside, I guess. Yes, it is. And we got another free kick against us. But this time, keeper is in position. Nice passing by them. Oh, what a ball. And an even greater parade. Momentum doesn't look kind for us. This doesn't go well. Forsell happily concedes a corner instead of a penalty. It's a very shaky defensive display by our team. On the other hand, well, we didn't expect it to go the same way it did last time, right? Talander now, can he pick a pass? Come on. Well, that's not the pass I expected. Holmström with this defense splitting ball, but Swan was just too slow. There's another pass, but this might have been offside, and it was. What do we have here? Well, while Svensson did his job, I think it's a good time to introduce Ekman to the squad. If he does something better, not sure about that, but he may certainly try. And Holmström is basically non-existing in attack, so we'll go with Kulovic. Maybe he can do something. Talander, on the other hand, had a really good game. I don't want to get him off the pitch, but he's anxious here, so we might need to do something about that at some point. We'll keep Skilomo and Alnes on the bench for now, but might make the last exchange. Well, in another 10 minutes maybe. Yeah, make it happen. Looking for Alsad. We should encourage him. Now they're happy and motivated. Well, with the exception of Kulovic. Nice cross for Talander, who actually manages to win the header, but doesn't place it. Söderberg for Omarsson. Ekman wins the ball for Swan. Back to Stolt, and Swan is just too slow once again. Forsell doesn't look good either there. Ooh, what a pass. Wikberg fails to defend this, and we're lucky here. Stolt for Ekman. Back to Bergman. Ekman certainly tries to pick up the pace here. Shabanac for Talander, who is clearly not offside. Puts it back in. Kulovic. What a waste. That could have been the draw. Let's have a look at this situation too. Oh, what a shot. We're really lucky there. So, Telander isn't looking bad. Frustration, well, give or take. But on the other hand, I don't want to get Bergman off the pitch or Swan. They're all fired up. They're all looking fine. Make an impact, old one. Well, he's not old. He's 30. Go. We'll go for very attacking now. Desperately try to score, whatever happens. We can always get another goal. Well, that certainly doesn't help. And it's still in the penalty area, not in touch. Come on, guys. Go for it. Press him. There's the pressing. I don't believe it. He took the shot. But didn't score, sadly. That would have been the day. Coming on and taking that one shot. And doing it in. Is this offside? It's not. Comes from the opponent's player. Shabanaj passes it for Al Nassr. This looks like offside to me. It is neither. Well, the referee out there certainly has an interesting pair of eyes. For Sel, for Shabanaj, can he cross it in? Goes for the pass. Doesn't manage to reach Stolt. And Wickberg here happily concedes the foul. 2 minutes to go. Obviously they're not happy to waste time. A lot of pressing there. Blennestrand with the ball. Goes for the long ball into nothing. Bergman gives it back to Ekman. Nearly finds Kulovic, but ball is intercepted. Håkansson. Ytterhogdals manages to defend this. It's an offside. Got a minute to go. And they can't manage to get another chance. That's it. Time's over. Kulovic maybe can play the counter here. No. Ah, he manages to get a hold of the ball. But he's just too slow. He's just too slow. We're losing that one. Do we? Yeah, that's it. They had their chances. This game was lost by inferior defending. I think there's no doubt about that. I'm not too concerned. Okay, so we got to that. Fine, nobody wants to make an offer for Björnsson. This one, I can't believe it. They want to pay money for him? For both, actually. They want to pay money for Jankovic too? What's happening? Well, screw this. Of course I'm happy to sell. Sure. That's also 2 friendlies against Segeltorps, which they are obliged to take. Might not earn anything, but at least we don't pay a fee for that penalty for that friendly. Where are they? Well, it's 4th league or 4th level or whatever. Yeah, sure, take him. And for Jankovic, great. That's 3.6k in additional income over the next 3 years. That is. Yeah, every 6 months, right? Or is it a month? I don't know. No, it's 6 monthly installments, right? Yeah. Attending the press conference. Yeah, they were a little unlucky with the result, I think. Why did I decline the invitation of an interview for the vacant manager's post? I'm happy where I am, thanks. So we were expected to be at the end of an utter shellacking today. Shellacking is an interesting word, highly specific. To be honest, I have to look that up. Shellacking. Shellac. Yeah. So a shellacking is a very harsh, a very harsh defeat. It's based on shellac. Fine. Learned something today, that's great. Anyway, does it give me optimism that we were not shellacked, as they put it? Yeah. I think we worked hard and that's fine. Let's be optimistic about it for the future. Yeah. Where does the team go from here? Probably boring mid-table, if I'm being honest. Yes, I am worried. We were up 2-0 and we didn't manage to get the game going in our favor. So that might have to do with the change in formation, but the worrying thing about the change in formation is not so much that we concede goals. It's far more that we didn't manage to get into the counter. If we were to concede a goal or two and score another 2, I'd be fine with it. But in this case, it didn't happen. So, yeah, not good. Yeah. He had a great game. You can't have faced many better opposition performances than Leonardo Farah Shaheen's. I'm sorry to say. 9.8 rating, yes. Sure. But the thing is, we don't have to replace him. What's the thinking behind my tactical approach? Well, I want to win. But on the other hand, this is not a style I would usually go for, so we gotta be honest about that. People want to play us this way. Fans identify with this style, so we're gonna do it regardless of what I think. And so it's me being flexible. And yeah, sure, they need to be. All of Us One though didn't perform well. FC Stockholm finally fired their manager. Well, that was probably overdue. FC Stockholm is on place 16. They're last in the league. Last. And their players earn much higher wages than ours. They're probably much better too. At least some of them. So yeah, this is certainly deserved. Sorry to say that. Well, this is not a harsh example. They held on to him for quite a while. Yeah. So how upset is he? Don't know. But it really was a horrible mistake. But he will come back. Uncut FF, yeah. They've had a good performance so far. They're definitely a worthy opponent in the league. Well, to me, this is a little bit of an overrated one actually, because they're a really good team performance-wise. Not performance-wise, quality-wise. Players are really good, and well, I'm fed up with it. Don't care. Go away. Fine. That was to be expected after 3 goals. We made it look easy for him. Still, 3.6k in additional income. Happy with that. Mariah da Silva gets fined 1 day of his wages for his 3rd yellow card of the season. And now we have to go for opposition that is slightly less dangerous than Sandvik and Zaev. Surely there are some which will well, be difficult for us, but on the other hand, it looks increasingly unlikely that we will be able to push for promotion here. Sadly, we were on a good run, but difference has been increased now, and whatever we do, we depend on the opposition's mistakes. On the other hand, it's 27 points, so we got 8 points to go until non-relegation. Well, same as before the game. You go off, you go on. Overall, they didn't do too bad. but against FC Gute, we should probably not go for a defensive tactic. On the other hand, it's still an away game. Finance-wise, overall balance is tripping into the negative now, but for the next 3 years we get additional income of 600 euros every 6 months, so that's 100 euro a month for players we would have been willing to part with anyway for any amount of money. I'm really sorry that I didn't increase the fee to 1.5k. I didn't know that this club they were at, or the clubs they were at, let's put it that way, were run by sugar daddies. But that's economics to you. In some cases, money is spent loosely for these kinds of players. It's not a great sum, but it compounds. Maybe we can get a similar sum for Robertson, but I don't think anyone's interested in him so far. But sure. Let's try to do the same with him. Yeah, 1.5k should be possible. In all seriousness, probably not. But I mean, whatever. Maybe someone's interested. Björnsson too. You want him, don't you? Are we willing to part with anyone else? Farah probably, he's expensive. Arsasan, not so much, he's on a really cheap contract. On the other hand, he didn't improve much lately. Oh, there's another club interested. The fact that transfer window opens in the near future might have to do with that. And all of a sudden we're getting rid of players and we get fees. They're willing to pay 475. 475. We offered 1.5k, so we're going down to 1250. You don't have to pay immediately, I don't care. Well, we're going down for that. The percentage of next sale is basically a worthless clause at this level. I really want it. And the friendly too. So let's negotiate that. And similarly, they're doing a similar offer here. We're going for 1.3k here too. Percentage of next sale 25%, and we want that friendly. Let's negotiate it. We've got the time. If anyone else wants to chime in, great. They can have him. All of a sudden, business opportunity presents itself. They are all playing really bad with each other. Let's have a look at the report. Tend to play with a slightly more cautious mentality at home compared to recent away matches. And they play catenaccio, so a defense-focused style. We will have to make the game. Well, Wide midfielder, winger, ball-winning midfielder, box-to-box. Certainly defense-oriented. And pressing forward and the target forward. The target forward is the best scorer. How many goals is that? 4 in 15 appearances. That's not great. Neither is Two Rise. I mean, they're good, but they're not that good. Yeah. We should win that one. With a possession-oriented style, maybe. They might find a space in the opposition after all at some point. And strength-wise, this really doesn't look good. Where are you? Well, you certainly look great. As does your paycheck, so no. If we sell these other two for an appropriate fee, we actually might end up with a really good performance finance-wise at the end of this stream. I'm excited. That's great. Okay. Are they willing to offer us 1.2k for two of our trashiest players? Probably entirely undeserved. Nah, don't want to go for overall here. Teamwork is fine. Overall is here. And we'll go for defensive shape again. That said, tactics wise, what's missing? Yeah, trigger in the press. So it's tempo and trigger in the press. Trigger in the press is defensive training. So we'll go with that, and actually here we'll go with defending because that does count as teaching trigger in the press too. What about defending? Well, it teaches basically anything. That's fine. Here we don't have to do much. It's a bit of a weird training setup. So now they're willing to offer 525. Still don't need that money right now. I'm willing to go with installments. And I want 1.2k again, which is fine. 25 here. I want to arrange that friendly. Same here. Not willing to negotiate? No deal. But these are willing to negotiate, so we're gonna negotiate for a very long time if it is needed. What's happening to you? Rikard Wikström is not doing well, to be honest. None of them are. Swan, on the other hand, the mentoring unit had a positive influence on him. So this is funny. He's our captain. And Swan is a part of the mentoring unit with Frederick Alnes in it. The other one is Dobrev, who, well, I don't think will make it anytime soon. But in Swan's case, I certainly want a captain with a better personality. No idea what changed. Huh. Well, okay. I certainly value professionalism higher than any other attribute, so I'm fine with that. Hope it's a controversy, which can increased. If he starts mourning all of a sudden, we know what's going on. Earliest Saini. Yeah, I'm interested in you. Nope, I don't want to. I don't want to pay this, and then I don't want to pay these clauses either. Yeah, thanks for finishing scouting him. And with Hellberg, it's probably the same. Yeah, somewhat. He's we would be capable to pay him, but I don't want to. Not for these stats for a 25-year-old. And I'm really sorry to say that because he's fairly professional, and I really want more fairly professional players in the squad. By the way, do we have people in scouting range that are with good personalities? Regardless of position. I'm really just interested in the personalities right now. Sometimes they ignore a certain personality because the player's not up for, well, there's no professionals. Oh, but balance does a lot, that's true. No, I don't want to focus, I just want to skip through. Fairly pro, Anton Nilsson. Who are you? A 27-year-old winger. On 40. You shoot with power, which is fine, but it's not your best. Well, we got one there. Sorry to say that. But you're not really needed. What's the problem with this? Oh yeah, it's a scouting report made in at the start of 2024. Well, flexibility certainly is one of his strong suits, but shoots with power and that long shots probably says he should be somewhere in midfield, and not sure about that. Nope, I don't want a fairly sporting player. No model citizens, no model professionals, no perfectionists, no professional, no resolute players, nobody spirited. I mean, we know a lot of these, but none of them are interested in a transfer. There goes that. Flackard, I really don't want to lose him. Do they accept the contract offers? Well, not the contract offers, the player values. Will they accept 1.2k per player? Otherwise, I have to start typing those sums. $575. If they go for 600, they usually accept twice the amount at some point. We might try to sell for 1.1. I'll go for after league appearances. No, sums are really too. I want those installments unconditional. Yeah, sure. That doesn't work. No, whatever. Football Manager things. Get a 0 in there. Doesn't work. Okay. Can we put a 0 in here? Well, we would need to get an immediate fee. That does work. And a percentage of next sale. And that friendly. Same here. Marius Nielsbecken has completed his coaching qualifications. He's bound to go to the club until some point, so yeah, great. And Estefanios is going to Segeltorps. Bye! Have a nice time there. There is our first friendly for the next pre-season, which comes at no price at all. Same goes for Carlson. Glad to do business with you. He's been at the club for, well, maybe 2 years. 2 years of €6 per week, which he didn't spend there in its entirety. So 6 times 52, that's €312 per year. We didn't even pay him for all of that. So that's a healthy profit of about a K. Great. So not to be arrogant, but that's good business. Also small scale, but it's good business. Same goes for this guy. We even got paid for loaning him out. And, well, Jankovic can just go. So in 6 months, we get €600. Also, we earn a bit of additional money for the friendlies. And maybe, just maybe, one will also result in a resale. Kind of reminds me of, well, it is a like real world finance, so that comes unsurprising. Oh, come on. Let's go for a K. And yes, I want that clause here, and yes, I want that friendly. This is really dragging on for a while. Yeah, but it reminds me of real world finance. If a bad situation is the status quo, or if you're bleeding money, any amount of smaller income will probably do. It's just humans are not inclined to let's say appreciate the amount of security smaller income gives. So while I'm not income focused at all times, in these situations it's certainly about the cash flow, and I'm not very happy with the fact that we get less money up front now. I would rather have more money over a prolonged period of time, playing the long game. But the club's bleeding, I don't know, maybe 2K a month. And some of it will be compensated for, well, due to the ever-increasing fan base if we hold the league. It won't be much, but it will be something. Some of it will be increasing to merge sales and all that stuff. But, well, we now sold 3 players, and they basically they got us a cash flow of approximately 100 euros a month, which is much more than we earned for them being out on loan, and also a sell-on clause. So 5% of our deficit is now accounted for. It doesn't sound like much, but it's something. Come on. Fantastic. Off you go. Same with you. Goodbye. And that's 2 additional K. Who we can use to get, get a hold of the deficit this season. That's all money spent on better players, a better squad personality, which can increase future transfer value. Nice. Yeah, there were some drop frames here. Technically speaking, that's also interesting. Football Manager just tackles my CPU real hard at sometimes, and well, that old thing certainly isn't able to compensate. So I would need to get some new hardware at some point. To be fair, after 12 years, it's probably, or 13, it's probably direly needed anyway. So yeah. No love lost, as Al Holstrom and his former club and former manager go head to head. It's not former manager, what is it? Lollet? Ah, it's the former manager. Good guess, I guess. So we're favorites. We're playing away from home and we're favorites. Do we really want to go for that? Why not? Sure. Do we get Eggman on the pitch? Probably. Well, they want him at the end of the contract. Great. Do we want him at the end of the contract too? Not really. I mean, he hasn't been bad, but with that contract demands, probably not. So let's give Eggman some time on the pitch. It's unlikely that we'll push for promotion at this point. And, well, Shabanac won't come on. No, Shabanac is on. Problem is Moreira de Silva. So we don't have a defender on the right side. There's no replacement to be had here. We could add one of the youth players, but considering the quality of our youth team, no. Oh, and this is even better. This is even better. They have to remain out on loan at their respective clubs. So we even get the loan fees in addition to the resale now. I mean, it's not much, but great. These two, though, they will probably go through immediately. Sure, another 100 euros. Okay, what do we do about these? Well, in the worst of situations, we can probably go with Asarsan on the... Well, no, actually, we got Ngoma for that. Ngoma is able to play wingback. To a certain degree of ability too, if you have a look at it. We've seen worse, probably. I wouldn't really want to rely on him, on the other hand. Just look at the other two. Cool. What are we doing here? Nah, I'm sure Isaac is looking forward to it. No. What do I think of their chances of avoiding the drop? The FC Stockholm is obviously the equivalent of the Hamburger Sportsverein in Germany. They went down. They've got a squad that is, well, just overpaid. And now they're rotating managers again. To be fair, in Hamburg it has been different for quite a few years now. But it's still in the back of the mind of every football fan in Germany. It's been like this for 30 years. So certainly no love lost there. Anyway, these? Huh. I would have loved to ridicule that stuff, but there's no option. Sure. Yeah, I'm confident to see the job through, of course. Um, yeah. More direct style of play, yeah. I mean, he's basically parking the bus for the entire game, according to the tactical analysis. So they're coached by a footballing dinosaur. Uh, yeah, they will try. So, given that our fans and the board want a possession play based style, yeah, sure, it's mind games. Make what you will of it. Don't care. This one at 1930, is it? When is it? No. Yeah, 1930. When is that? Today. So why don't you scout that? That's two of our league opponents. Might as well scout those. Kulovic with an excellent performance in training. That time on the pitch certainly pays off. Huh. Funny. His bravery is really good. Hope he doesn't get injured at some point. And Robertson, well, he can go. Christopher Anderson. That's a spirited center back. Yeah, I think we praised him last week. We might go through the squad and criticize him for their last performance, especially the keeper, with that mistake. Maybe that's feedback they would appreciate. Yeah, let's go for it. So, Blenenstrand had a bad performance last game. There's no debate about that. 6.5. Mistakes. Are there mistakes here? Anyway, holding 7 and conceding 3. It wasn't a good performance. Too many mistakes. Great having that talk with me. I really love these talks too. Shabanach. How did you do last game? You didn't play. Well, you came on. And you didn't create anything. That's part of your job, so... I need you to be more creative. Flag guard. Horrible performance last match. Actually, your official warning is well deserved. 6.0. That's that close to a fine for me. Defensive performance was horrible. No interceptions, 1 tackle. He was all over the place, but not where he should have been. Okay, but morale-wise, he's still moaning about selling him Bob. Really, these players with their expectancies and their promises doesn't go well. And flag guard is important to us. Morale-wise, he's been a drag for the entire season. This guy didn't do well either. 6.3. Ytterhogdals certainly had good heading, but well, let's praise the heading once more. In previous in the air, there it is. And we're gonna go for a bad defensive performance either way. Ah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, his tackling stats were at 100% for that 1 tackle. Stolt. How have you been doing? Not great either. 6.4, passing was fine. So let's praise him for the passing. Sure. That said, he didn't have any key passes, didn't create any chances. That certainly improved morale on his part. Ekman didn't play. Or if he did play, he came on in the 17th minute. Passing was fine, which is expected with him. But he didn't create anything, and that's expected of him too. That's, well, just a problem with his vision. But he agrees. For sell 6.7 here, but on a 6.5. 6.5 is enough to warn him about it. Great passing. Actually. But on the other hand, he didn't create much. No chances created, no shots on goal, nothing done. He's a defensive-minded player in this regard, but I'm gonna want him anyway. Yeah. Swan was really bad. For a captain, that's not good. He was basically hanging in the air out there. Headers were bad, well, too. Didn't create anything, but I think he counts as a midfield player, as a shadow striker, which has always been weird to me. Yeah, not sure what to do about that. We could criticize his form, but it hasn't been that bad recently. If he has another of those games, his form will have dropped off really hard. Tillander has had a wonderful game, despite the loss. Should probably praise him for it. 3 shots, 3 on target. If he would have made the 3rd, we would have gotten away with a point. And that 3rd one, if I remember correctly, was it was destined for net. He was really, really good. I would have loved for him to be involved in more of the match, but the balls he had, he did well with them. The same, sadly, I have to confess, can be said about Bergman. He had an assist. Passing was fine. I mean, it's not like 2 key passes and 1 chance created isn't exactly praiseworthy. Where's the general passing? There. That's fine. It's okay. 18 of 22. And Ytterhogdals, honestly, he has to do better. He's an important player for us, so I need him to score. Or I need him to win the balls and lay off passes. Passing was fine, but he didn't create any chances, so let's criticize that. I need him to work hard. Well, he's already on perfect morale, so let's hold off on that for now. The rest of them, who did play? Almost did play. Well, he's certainly not getting better anytime soon. What happens here? The other ones are starting to lose match sharpness too. We can't go for overall training going forward. That's sad. We need a match sharpness. So this one has to go. Yeah, they accept their warnings. Most of them without a comment. That's sad. I think if they comment, they usually get an improvement and some sort of attribute. This case didn't happen. Here's Niago going off. So this is an away game. Are we doing this? Sure. Got a bounce back from the last game. We set the team up. We're confident that this is a good idea. What about Orberg? How has he been doing? Work rate has been improving greatly. He had good performance in training, but I don't want to replace Swan just yet. If Swan's performance drops the way it started here, he will lose his spot at some point. Probably for the next match already. On the other hand, we have Forcell in this team. And just look at that performances. But he's still adapting to the role, so yeah. I still believe in Forcell. I really do. Okay. I want them to impress me. And we're gonna... Well, this is an away game. We're in a weird situation here. I think we're favorites. But I still think it might be a good idea to ease the pressure. It actually is. To be honest, I'm a bit surprised. But yeah. Okay. This is great. Alright, mateys. What are you going to do about this game? Dawn really doesn't look good. Just due to climate. That is. Well, the weather, to be more specific. Oh, wonderful long ball for Holmström. Shabanach with the ball. Into the penalty area. Is this a penalty? It's a penalty. 30 seconds in and we gain the penalty. Well, this is not footballing dinosaur, as the press put it. Oh my. How did he manage to save that one? Picked the right corner and that monster of a shot got saved. It's just... I can't believe it. Ekman with the ball there, and we get another foul. Encourage them, they can do this. Booking for Bergman, why? After 3 minutes. Come on man, ease of tackles. Don't do that stuff to me. I still don't... I can't believe it. That penalty really had to go in. They're going for a long ball here. But it doesn't look like there's much coming from these. Bergman wins the header, and this is not dangerous by Al Holmström. We get a free kick here. Whoa. 2 times! Well, he certainly made up for his performance in the last game. Okay. Well, Ytterhogdals got to that one and he loses it. Oh. If it were not for Blennerstrad, we would be behind in that game. That's for sure. I don't think, tactically speaking, this doesn't work so far. We might have to go back to the other tactic. Yeah. Even if it's just due to set pieces, they're holding up nicely defensively. I'm sad to say. I don't like this. It's 25 minutes into the game, and we'll go back to countering and defensive play. Let's see if they can cope with that. No, they have to make the game. So Forsell as a ball-winning midfielder on a yellow card. We need to switch him to defensive midfielder here. Just because tackle harder is an instruction for the ball-winning midfielder anyway. Let's see what happens here. Shabanac with the free kick. Boah, that was close. Come on guys, you can do this. What's this? A corner. Not happy with that. Let's see what happens. Wow, that was no chance. And now Stolt. He's the worst person to lead a counter. Actually, he's missing on his side now. But Ekman. Not a bad ball, but it's intercepted by Elofsson. Ytterhogdals for Bergman. And that doesn't look like anything comes from it. What will Stolt do? Give it to Swan, who crosses it in. Still under offside. Doesn't look like it. Ytterhogdals with a long ball for Al Holmström. Can he control it? Ah, it's an offside. This is a poor game. Let's be honest about it. It's really horrible. Now both are injured. Just what I needed. An injured captain. Yeah, let's get let's get him off the pitch immediately. So initially I wanted to take off Bergman, but this doesn't work. We might go with Forcell up front, but he's on a yellow card already. So Skilermo actually might make an appearance in his core position here as a shadow striker, which might just work. So, Gerdetta, do it. And I'm really sorry for Swan. This is the worst way to go off. Already in an area. Well, he's already in a bad form there, and now we got this going. Hopefully, it's nothing serious. Well, that doesn't matter. Forcell again with the, well, he just keeps possession. Shabanach with the long ball, great vision for Bergman. Defender's way out of position. And he wastes it. I think he saw the hole on the pitch that was left by the injured player. So this performance has been okay, but from my perspective it has been poor. And I'm gonna tell them. They have to do better. Simple as that. What's going on with Stolt? Appear to lack self-belief. Well, I can encourage you, maybe? Tillander, can you reach it? No. Sadly, you can't. That penalty. I still can't believe it. A penalty after 30 seconds and they waste it like this. So Forcell didn't have a good game either. I think that's the last we saw of it. On the other end, who I'm gonna bring on? Well, okay, Svensson can do that job. And he can go for ball-winning midfielder too. So let's go with that. Tillander looks motivated. Well, it's Guillermo that wants to make a difference. Bergman's fired up. They're all very motivated. The one that isn't is Jonathan Stolt. So let's get him off and get Alnes some match practice. He needs it. Luckily for us, that comes to nothing. Expected goals wise, this is a fair result. Problem is, it can go either way right now. Alnes for Ekman, who distributes it for Svensson. He's got good passing too. Don't forget that. Finds Tillander. And this doesn't even go behind. So, another corner. There comes the long ball. Defender doesn't manage to intercept it. Hagedorf for Arnes here. Oh, Ekman, what a pass. I expected better of you. And that shot, luckily, it doesn't go for goal. Can they do better? Maybe. Ooh, that's a dangerous position to be in. We nearly conceded one there. Yet another corner. And Glennistrand comes out to claim it. Well, the assistant manager wants me to replace Flackard with Ngoma, who is anxious as it seems. Probably not a good idea to put him on the pitch right now. But we might not have another chance. He nearly won the ball there. To be fair, it's not his core position. He's not a good tackler. Might not be a good idea to play him in this position anyway. And he just takes the shot again. Okay, let's have a look at the position too. How exhausted are they? Not really. We went into this game with no instructions too. But so what can we do? Ngoma is anxious. I don't want him on the pitch. It's more a thing of well, maybe Vikberg. Those two, they have a good game for whatever reason. The two in the midfield, not so much. Also in front, Tillander isn't doing good, but not as bad as Al Holmström. So let's get him off the pitch. I don't believe in Kulafic to score the winner, to be honest, but maybe at some point he might perform. And 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there. Won't do it on long term, but they might help his development to some degree. Svensson, does he go for the long ball? No, he goes for the short pass towards Tillander. That's for Flackard. Ekman, back to Flackard. And he goes for the long ball. Well, Kulafic certainly didn't think it was worth running towards, so... Well, Alp here. Oh, that's bad defending. Wow, we got lucky there. That's not good defending either. Luckily for us, it wasn't offside. Alnes here. The ball into the penalty area. Was it Kulafic or was it Tillander? I'm not sure. One of the two. Okay. What do we have on the bench? And more importantly, how are the strikers doing? One of them is fresh. And he's a fast one. Well, we can only replace a defender, so it's Vikberg for Hagedal. Oh, I cannot make another substitution. Yeah, I wasted my last stoppage, so that's on me. Would have had another one, but that's gone. Skolomo, what can you make of it? Oh, that close. Technically, that was really great. Looked wonderful. Shabanach, we lose the ball here. No idea how why he took that long throw. That's another offside. Let's encourage him one more time. Maybe they can score the winner. Free kick by Shabanach. Bounces around in front of the goal. That was close. Yet another dangerous pass, but it's intercepted. Ekman here, that's not a penalty, hopefully. Yeah. Flackard with the long ball for Kulafic, who is closed down immediately and can't lay off a pass here. And there's Alp. Whew. We really got lucky in that game. Well, we also got unlucky, considering the penalty that we failed to put in. Elofsson here for Alnes. Can he win the header? Well, not really. And that's in. I can't believe it. 89th minute, and we concede one. So there's not much to do here. Let's just go for overload. I don't believe in it. But we have to. What a stupid way to concede. A long lob, losing a header, 2 defenders out of position. Against the 15th of the league. Now we've got 3 minutes to get a point here. Svensson for Ekman, who goes for the long ball towards Guillermo. He will get to it, crosses it in, but nothing happens. No idea what's going on with the table here. Arberg doesn't manage to find Tillander. Svensson, Tillander, another chance. And all of a sudden they start playing. Will we get another chance? That's probably offside. Yeah. They're on the counter here. Situation seems clear. Well, okay. 20 seconds to go. What are you doing, Planestrand? Yeah. Lob it up. Free kick? For what? He might have pushed him. Okay. Oh, this is gutting. Last game wasn't that bad either, and as you can see here, expected goals wise, we're behind, but in terms of chances, we're not that bad. Working ball into the box certainly doesn't look like it works. That's not unlucky, but okay. Let's try to take off the pressure here. Okay. Still at 27 points. This is not going well. Five to 8 days due to a twisted knee. Not good, but this is nothing to be trifled with. 10 matches without finding the net. To be fair, most of them he came in as a drop-in replacement. %61 possession, and I'm losing. Am I concerned? No, I'm not concerned. To be honest, I'm angry. No? Was he the one to score? No, that's the keeper, right? That's the keeper, of course. He held the penalty. He's no longer awestruck? Whatever. This certainly doesn't go well so far. We had a great start into the season. We also, I think the change in mentality, or in tactics, certainly didn't warrant these bad performances. We were doing somewhat well, I think, but well, let's have a look for transfers too. The two we undertook, selling them for 1,100 each, or 1,000, I'm not sure. They should go through. Don't care. Still can't believe it. Well, Oliver Swan's certainly off for next game, so Auberg will come back to the squad. Maybe you can score one or two. And training calendar wise, we need to go with match practice here, even though it increases workload. They need the sharpness. Look at this, they're not match fit. How's dynamics doing? Team cohesion has been increasing, so at least there's that. Considering all of the teamwork training, that's unsurprising. Björnsson for another 1k. See you soon. It will go through at the 30th of November, so later on. Do we get a fee for him? No, but doesn't matter. So we don't get the money immediately, but that's not a big deal. This guy, on the other hand, he's not out on loan yet, so the transfer will go through tomorrow, and we can say goodbye to Eric Robertson, who has been a fantastic servant to the club. He shot us into promotion last season with 8 goals in 18 matches, I think. Cool. A lot of transfers arranged here. We basically got rid of, well, we did not get rid of those two. Is someone willing to offer for money for them too? That would be the day. I mean, in all honesty, I totally forgot about them. Just give me something. Women transfer offer to clubs. 0 here. Okay. Okay. Well, he felt that this was in the way of a transfer. Same for him, so we need to sell them for €0, maybe with a sell-on clause, percentage-wise, but probably not gonna happen either. Nobody's gonna bid for them anyway. Germany have won the European Championship. Great. So, is anyone offering? No. Nobody there. How's finance looking now? Not good yet. But now the transfer of Robertson is going through, so we get another K. And that might be the only month, actually, this year that we're positive. Well, it's a record sale. Great. I don't know if you see a Steam achievement, I don't think so, but the 1,000 euros were a record sale, so we got that achievement unlocked too. Great. Okay. There are some doubts about why this talented prospect has been sold. Probably because he wasn't that talented to begin with. Robertson's gone. Yeah. No offers for 2 players. Cool. Oh, somebody's showing loan interest for women. Yeah. Yeah, you can have him. Sure. What's this guy? He's probably on our short list because... Well, he's on our short list because we didn't want to pay him. There's loan offers for women. And this one? He's interesting, but too expensive. Well, no. He's not too expensive. I actually would be inclined to sign him. Thing is, we already have a striker as a backup. Noller? Not interested. Not really. Monthly staff meeting we can look at later. This here. This looks good. I may become unsettled if I'm not allowed to speak. Yeah, true. Okay. I may become unsettled if they don't agree to the fee. You are very welcome to have him. Same for this offer. So I just hope they're willing to pay a slight monthly fee. This has been going on for a long time and I really want to get rid of him. Also, I don't want this to be ended, so... No. Give me a summary to inbox. At least we would get rid of women if one of them would accept this. Maybe they're not willing to pay the fee, then we have to go lower. Do they accept the offer? Just a scouting finished. Well, we're not interested here. Emil Strand. Basically a passing machine, but not that good. No interest from my side. Oh, that's another bunch of scouting reports. This one, not capable enough. Karl Holmer. Yeah, I'd be interested. But for 120 a week, not so much. Also, he dreads playing in big matches, so no, the transfer interest is extremely doubtful. Same goes for this one. Adam Casa. Yeah, I'm not interested, thank you. What about him? Harman Nilsson is not a good keeper for me. So while he might be interested, I am not. Kasper Nilsson, there's a slight interest here, and definitely no interest from my side, so that's a no interested. And for this guy, suspiciable to injuries, and well, I might be willing to pay him, but not at that amount of wage with these negatives. There's a lot of people coming up in scouting that are just unrealistic for some reason or another. But no, I think that the transfer. We'll just review them for a second and then come to an end for today. Well, there's a few transfer news from around the world. Doesn't look too interesting. They want to loan Berg. I do not want to loan him out. We have no replacement in midfield for him. And, well, he will make an appearance or two. Simply because Swan has been injured. So, no. Women, on the other hand, wonderful. They want to pay him us for him. Fantastic. Get off our pitch. Great. I'm not gonna go through that just yet. Okay. And I want to do the same to Castores, to be honest. Very interested. Would you be willing to part with us or going out on loan? Sure you will. Third choice, play as a goalkeeper. You can play against your own team, I don't care. Go out. It's funny how we seem to make money of players that are clearly not up to scratch. Ha! Welcome, Kinos. So, still going strong is not true. No, definitely not. I hope you have had a great day. We lost the last 2 games. It hasn't been going well. And, well, let me put it that way. Whilst it was not entirely undeserved that we lost them, it could have gone the other way. We were up 2-0 against Sandvikens and conceded 3 goals for the remainder of the match. And yeah, FC Gudi didn't go well either. That's a team that's prone to parking the bus, and I think they scored in the 89th minute. So we really could have taken a point there. But I think that's realistic. Yeah, it just happens in Football Manager sometimes. I don't know. You can maybe skip back to the start of the episode later on. We did do some tactical changes. I might be able to well, to give a recap here. I didn't switch formations specifically, but I changed the mentality, the respective mentalities in the formations, because I think this formation is more suited for a Regista and plays better to our strengths. Ironically, we didn't get the strengths on the pitch for the last 2 games, so maybe that's on me. On the other hand, the board wants us to play that kind of football, and well, given our performance in the league, we're certainly able to compensate for a few losses. We're not able to compensate if they don't like our playing style and want us to change it. So, yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Glad to have you around, and thanks again for the follow. As you see, you're still our last follower. Also, we gotta plug in for a chat now, so I don't have to watch the Twitch website all the time. Yeah, and we can see the conversation later on in video. So have a great evening, and thanks for stopping by. We will probably see each other tomorrow if you've got the time. And sleep well. Take care. All right. I'll try. For the time being, we're selling players. So, yeah. I'll tell you about it tomorrow, maybe. Okay. A lot of transfers going through here. Nobody wants Castores, but the rest is looking fine. Linda's developing concerns. Yeah, well. Sure. Should get him on the pitch at some point. He's unable to resolve it, so we have to talk to him. Will we get him his playing time? I don't know. I think his concerns are fair. We'll have to play him at some point. So let's promise him some playing time. Thing is, he will play as a shadow striker, so he probably won't perform going forward. It may take a year or two. And as a regular starter, he won't do it. Darlin is unveiled as the new FC Stockholm manager. Well, good luck with that. And another one leaves FC Stockholm. The professional club at spot 16. It's really sick. For the chat plugin, maybe I want to go with a sound to something like a bop or something. I don't know. A little acoustic thing in chat. As long as it's, well, not many people chatting there. Okay, nobody wants Castores. That's just the way it is. Nobody wants him on loan, nobody wants him on transfer. Well, we'll try again for transfer. Specify this as €0 and try to get 10% for him. I don't think it'll work. And if it does, well, honestly, I'm very surprised. That's it. Okay, that press conference, I'm not willing to go there today. So we've been doing this for well, between 3 and 4 hours now, 3.5. So it's been a great lot of fun for me, even though we lost the 2 games. Financially speaking, we've been doing well. even if it doesn't look that way. Long term, we've been able to compensate for some future expenses. That's great. We also get the loan fees in, but well, the income will start to tickle in over the next 3.5 years. So that's that. One player we sold for okay. Overall, the tactic doesn't seem to work so far, but 2 games are not enough to judge by. We'll have to go for another half a season and, well, get him used to it. Eggman probably needs to develop better vision. That's just the way it is. I'll probably stream again tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching us. And, well, I wish you all a good night. See you soon.